Hey, good morning. It's Tuesday, February 25th, and time for some more everyday thoughts. Thank you all for being with us today, and it's really great to be interacting. I want to talk about something today that impacts all of us, and sadly, we wind up teaching this behavior to our teenagers, and so the teenagers are the ones I want to talk about. But it's this whole area of peer pressure. And peer pressure is when we're doing things to please someone else other than God. It's a very simple statement and concept, but when someone else is more important to us than God, then we wind up following what those people we think they want. So we're influenced by peer pressure. But peer pressure primarily comes from our hearts. It's a matter of the heart. What my heart wants, I will follow. If my heart craves, wants, desires the affirmation, the acceptance, approval of others, then my heart will follow those things to make that happen. There's a story in the Old Testament narratives about a king who was trying to ingratiate himself to what he thought was a better king. So he kind of goes along with him, and so he gives his heart to this king in terms of trusting him and wanting to do whatever he wanted. And in the story, the king takes advantage of the younger king. And he says, look, I got a deal. We're going to go into battle. You dress up like the real king. I'll dress up like a common soldier. And that way, when the battle gets hot and heavy, the enemy will chase you and I'll be safe. And the younger king goes, oh yeah, dude, that's a plan. That's fine. Well, I'm cool with that. Well, that's a stupid motive, right? But why does he do it? Because he wanted to win the allegiance of the other king. And that makes us not safe. You see, the only person we can really respond to in safety and give our full allegiance to in safety is God. When I try and win acceptance and approval from other people, I miss the point. I wind up following them. I can trust God, but the people I'm trying to impress, not so much. So this is peer pressure at its root. When I'm trying to win the acceptance of someone other than God, then I'll do things that I shouldn't do. I will do things that will be destructive to me and pleasing to other people. But when I'm in the peer pressure mode, I'm blind to it. Just like the young king was in the biblical story there. He wanted to accept it so much that he was willing to put himself in danger, thinking it would please the other king. Another aspect of following peer pressure in the wrong way is it impacts us not just for the moment, but it spills over into the rest of our life. Proverbs warns about this in chapter 5, and it says a young man who gave in to peer pressure, who was not trusting God, but trusting affirmation of others. He says, at the end of your life, speaking to this young man, you will groan, and your flesh and body are spent. You will say, how I hated discipline, how I turned away from instruction, how I would not obey or listen to my teachers. And here now I've come to the brink of utter ruin and disaster in the midst of everybody that I know. That's what happens when we give in to peer pressure that's not about following God. There can be positive peer pressure where people encourage us to do what's right, encourage us to faithfulness, encourage us to activities that will benefit us long into life. But most of the time, when I make short-term decisions based upon trying to please someone else, I wind up just like this young man in Proverbs. I put my life in danger. I put people I marry in danger. I put my friends in danger. I put myself as a disgrace. Peer pressure. It's an important aspect for us to think about. And I'm going to have at least another video, probably 2 more videos on the peer pressure. But today, just let that sink in. Grasp onto that one thought. Whenever I am not seeking to bring honor to God, when I'm not seeking to make God great and honorable in my relationships, then I wind up seeking affirmation from something that's going to be toxic and harmful to me. That's at the real core of peer pressure. Think about that. Send me some thoughts, interact with me about it. Thanks so much for being here. Remember, God is the one that we can safely give our allegiance to and no one else. You have a great day. We'll be back tomorrow on Wednesday. And thanks so much for being here. Lord bless. Bye-bye.